We're recording. I'm ready.
I'm ready too, but you're not.
Why?
And the door's open.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I'll close it.
Yes, please do. But honey, will you please be easy with it? Don't slam it. I ask you to do that quietly.
Huh?
I ask you to do it very easily.
Oh, that is closing an Airstream door easy.
Well, shut the door. It's The Riveted with Chris and Gina.
We are in one of our favorite places.
We are at the top of Georgia.
Top of Georgia. We are Creekside at top of Georgia.
Beautiful creek views right outside of our windows.
Yep. This is an awesome Airstream park in just outside Helen, Georgia, and we've frequented it several times, and we love to come back. And we rolled in
the rain
a couple days ago, and the windshield wipers were going, and we pulled in, and right there on the left, we saw this cool rig, had a nice little flag flying out in front of it.
Yes.
And we're like, hey, we know those people.
Yes, we do.
We need to hang out and chat. And the next thing you know, boom, here we are. We're doing a podcast record. Mm-hmm. We got them in the mobile podcast studio. And it is no other than Kevin and Deborah from NoLOX Solutions.
Woohoo! Yay!
Hey.
How about that? Welcome to The Riveted with Chris and Gina, you guys.
Well, we appreciate you having us,
Hi.
and we're looking forward to having a great conversation.
This is going to be fun.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have a little, what do we want to call it, Chris? A little secret that we did. We actually went out together last night or yesterday afternoon to a little brewery down the street. And so we got to experience, well, it was an experience.
We did
We
basically
kind of did our
warm-up call
Yes.
over some beers at a brewery yesterday.
We did, and we
It was a
had
lot of
so
fun.
much fun. We laughed a lot, and we said, hey, we got to get you on the podcast.
Yeah, so this is awesome.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for being here.
Oh,
thanks.
thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think it's a little breezy. It's probably, 70 outside,
Yes.
72
the
maybe.
sun is shining.
It
Sun
is.
is shining. This is a gorgeous
It's
spot.
61 right now.
What?
That's
Yeah,
it?
That's it. 61, lovely and fresh.
No
Wow.
way.
Wow.
It feels warmer than that.
Man,
doesn't
It does.
That's awesome.
By the time we get done with this podcast, it's going to be
It's
hot.
gonna be
in
hot.
here.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well,
Nobody knew what to say there.
I was going to say
Yes.
something, but it's too early in the
You can't.
podcast
no,
to say it.
It's way too early.
Yeah, it is also. It's almost lunchtime.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we love having these chats. We love having people to hang inside our Airstream and do the recordings, and they're hanging out on the couch. And it's not a therapy couch. We're not going to dive deep into your psyche or anything.
No, we might.
But
We really
Dig
might.
deep.
but just chat Airstream, talk about you guys. Just your lifestyle, everything you've enjoyed since you've become Airstreamers back in the day. And
Well, we always think it's fun to, whenever we start the podcast with somebody, is just kind of find out what their entry point to Airstreaming was. So
Yeah.
maybe we could start there.
where were you in life?
Yeah.
Whenever you're like, hey, we gotta do something different and get an Airstream.
That was led by me. I needed an Airstream in my life. I obviously am not born here. I've been here in America for 16 years and I'm obsessed with quirky Americana. And what says more quirky Americana than an Airstream?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you clarified that because I don't think anybody on here would have known that you were not from
Yeah.
the Americas.
Right? I'm not from these here parts.
Oh, I thought you were from Savannah.
There you go.
No.
So we bought our Airstream in 2021. We needed a change of lifestyle after COVID
Right.
and needed to make a change. So I had this great idea of let's sell the house, buy an Airstream and live in it.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd never done anything like that before. I'd never even stayed a night in a trailer.
Oh, wow.
Thankfully, we loved it. Originally, we were
We
going to
did.
do it for 1 year and travel around and see if we could find a place where we wanted to buy land. And after a year, we both looked at each other and said, I don't want to stop doing this. Let's stay full time.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's the best feeling, isn't it?
Yeah,
It
it
is.
is.
Yeah, we had an epiphany moment when we did a 5-week road trip out west, where we were somewhere in California. I want to say Pacific Grove, where just at this one point in time, we just overheard this voice saying, "Go full time, sell it, and go full time." So that's we just
Now, was
pulled the
that
plug
her
and went.
voice tapping on your shoulder?
Well,
Going full time.
It was something that we were thinking about, and we were just very open to what does the future look like, and it just struck us at the same time that this is after we'd been traveling for about 3 weeks, and we thought we want to do this.
Right. So
full time.
it wasn't like you said, "Oh, I want an Airstream to go full time."
No.
You just wanted to travel, but then as soon as you started, you were like, "This is for us. Like we want to do this."
Yeah.
We
And
totally
meeting
get
the
that.
people, I needed to belong to a community. If I'm going to give up everything, I need to have another community. And the Airstream community is like nothing else.
Yes.
It's incredible. We have
Agreed.
friends that we have met all over the country and keep meeting up with. And it's so precious.
So, like, you guys had never camped in an RV prior to making that decision, or
Correct.
Yeah.
I have in my youth. I was born in Louisiana, and we used to, in our 16-foot Shasta, go to a town called Grand Isle, and we would go every Friday and come back every Sunday. But we would have my siblings and aunt and uncle would stay with us. So we were 8 people in a 16-foot RV.
Oh my
back
gosh.
in the day. And it was the best time of my life.
Of course.
You know, just growing up on the beach and doing a lot of fishing and.
Yep.
So are you a Boudreaux or Thibodeau?
I was born in Thibodeau.
Thibodeau.
Oh, there you go.
I like it.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's neat to hear you say, well, we got to have a change of lifestyle, and let's do the RV thing, and you just immediately eliminate every brand in existence in the RV space except for Airstream because of wanting to enjoy that American iconic cultural brand.
That's exactly it. Yeah. It was quirky and individual, and I don't like to be the same as everybody else.
So thinking about this, because you're from England, correct? And I've not been to England. So kind of tell me what that looked like while you were in England. Like, how did you know about Airstream, and what was it like there that made you go, oh, well, if that's what I'm going to do, then, that's the brand I would choose.
I don't think I knew about Airstream when I was in England because the roads in England are so narrow that towing something the size of an Airstream is just impossible. The roads are not wide enough for you to be able to do that. Let me think. Why? I think when I moved here, I was all about Route 66, all the kind of Americana stuff, classic American, and that's where Airstream kind of came onto my radar.
Yes,
it was like, what are these? These look so cool, so quirky, so different, and we just fell in love. We fell in love with them, and then we're looking at advertisements for weeks and weeks and weeks.
Right.
And I'm super picky. I needed to have individual activity spaces, like the dinette couldn't be part of the living.
Right.
Yeah.
So we finally found the one that we wanted.
Well, it's really tough to find an Airstream during COVID times.
Oh, yeah.
And when one did come available, you jumped on it, and you really didn't negotiate because the demand was so superior.
Right.
But so we did find one that the floor plan we loved. It did have some issues.
Has a lot of issues,
There's a
poor
lot of
darling.
issues, but we're kind of dealing with those issues, and we're sorting them all out.
Yeah.
So tell us about that process. Like, what did you get, and how many did you look at beforehand, or like what was your prerequisite?
We have a 28-foot International. She's 20 years old.
It's a 2005. It's 20 foot, and it's a CCD model.
Yeah.
Just
Yes.
for CD.
It was the colors that attracted me.
Right.
Okay.
Was the lime green on the dinette and the orange in the cupboards.
Yes.
I love I'm just bright colors.
Yes.
So that was what initially attracted me. But we did go to Airstream of Tampa and look through a few.
We did. And we love the color scheme of this one.
Yeah.
We love the floor plan probably the most because the kitchen was on I call it the utility side versus the awning side, which was a big plus for us. We want to look out on the camping part, but just overall the queen bed, we didn't want twins.
Yeah.
Now, do you have the wraparound windows in the back?
No,
where the
because
bed
we
is?
have the closets.
Okay,
yeah.
so we do
Right.
too. We have the lockers. Well, you can probably see them.
Or the
but
wardrobe,
wardrobes, yeah. We call them lockers because they're so tiny.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, exactly.
Wardrobe is me
Yes.
dreaming. Like I'm going to find Narnia in the back of there.
Exactly.
That's one of our biggest regrets of getting ours. We got it new, and at that time, this was pre-COVID, and Airstream was kind of a little more flexible, but they said you could order it and omit those lockers if you wanted to. And we were just thinking we would need as much storage space as we possibly could. So we're like, no, let's keep them in. And we so wish we would have not had them and been able to have the windows.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'd like to have had that panoramic view in the
Yeah.
back. Yes,
Yep.
but that's okay.
Yeah.
We just sit outside.
There you go. That's it. You're camping.
Right.
So those was it Christopher Dean models, right? That's what the CCD is.
Yeah.
And they were super popular during that time frame.
Yeah,
And-
if you found one, you threw your money down
Yeah.
and quick because we were told there's like 6 people behind you in line if you don't want this.
Oh, wow.
There was no negotiating.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
there was a line of people behind us wanting to buy it. So,
But we got it at the right time. In hindsight, we think, well, we overpaid, but then we wouldn't have been able to sell our house for what we did.
right.
Everything happens for a
Yeah.
reason,
Right.
right?
Everything just
Right.
fell into place. So
Yeah.
we lived in Naples, Florida for 3 years, prior to this. And then prior to that, we lived in Roswell, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
And
Very nice.
I mean, you did yours in 2021. We were doing ours in 2017. But even then, we were thinking that we're like, we got to do it now because prices are keep going up. Like we're selling our townhouse at the top of its value, and the prices of the Airstreams are good right now, and everything's gone up since then. And
It has.
it is just I think that whenever you mentally make the decision to become a full-time RVer, everything just falls in place.
It does.
Yeah.
Well, because you manifest that,
That's true.
you want it to work, and so everything it's
we
okay.
made it work.
It's okay.
Yeah,
It's
you make
okay.
it work.
Everything's okay. Yeah.
Exactly.
And,
We
uh,
It's
try
like,
not to
that
stress
doesn't fit
the
in there. Well, I didn't need that anyway.
Exactly. I
So
know. I
things you
need to do
buy
another
and
purge.
you get rid of,
Yeah.
you buy, you get rid of, you buy. So it's something
Yeah.
in, something goes out.
That's
so
how we
it's
do.
it's a rotation.
Yes. And you're talking about purging. Since 17, we've done that about 4 times.
We've
Something like that?
Yeah, we've emptied things out of this Airstream a couple different times that we ranked as saying we haven't used this, we don't need to carry it anymore, get it gone and make space for something else.
But you don't know when you're going full time, and it's the first time you've actually been in a camper longer than a long weekend or something. You don't know what you might need on the road or
Right.
how easy it is to have access to something like that. So we had extra stuff with us, whatever it may be. It might have been tools or extra pots or bowls or whatever. And man, we cleared that out in a hurry.
Yeah.
We used to think we had to have plates and cups and silverware for everyone. Heck no, bring your own stuff and
Exactly.
you don't eat.
Bring your and everyone in the Airstream world knows you just show up with your setups.
That's
and a
right.
chair.
We have
That's
It's
absolutely
marvelous.
right.
we have 4 plates, 4 forks, 4 knives,
Yeah.
4 we are a little heavy on cups. We got more than 4 cups. and-
Well,
That's because you keep giving free ones when you go to rallies.
Oh, that's
that is true.
and I don't
But
like to throw them out.
I know, because they're fun, right?
Yes.
But we have we like a good martini, so we have to have a good martini class.
Yes.
We like a wine, so we have a wine and coffee. You
Yeah.
have a coffee, and next thing you know, you've got a whole
You've
drawer
got a
full
whole
of
lot.
cups, and you're
Yeah.
like, "What am I doing with all these?" Yeah.
Well, we are we enjoy the somewhat living minimally kind of thing.
Love it.
Over the years we've gotten to become it's more of our lifestyle now than ever, and it's almost like I don't know that we could ever go back. I just don't think we could.
No.
See, you're making me want to go back right now and purge, pull everything out of there and
It
set
just
fire to it all.
feels good to
Yeah,
do
it
that.
does.
It does.
Yes.
But you guys can't do that because and we'll talk about this in a minute, but you have hundreds of thousands of dollars of inventory of NoLOX Solutions products inside
Hundreds
your
and
rig.
hundreds of thousands.
You can't purge all that stuff out.
No.
I'm surprised they even have room for their clothes.
Well,
Yeah.
it's
tough.
It is tough because we're introducing more and more products to our website, and so of course that means
Yeah.
we have to carry more and more
Yeah.
products. We
Yes.
are our own distributors.
Yes.
You'll probably have to. Here's what your next strategy should be: is you'll have to remove your Airstream furniture, and you'll have all of these like storage totes with all your products in it, and that'll be what you sit on.
Yeah, just put a cushion on it.
Just put a cushion on top of a
We
box.
actually talked about that.
Well, I think we're gonna take the dinette out and put
Right.
all storage in
Yes.
there,
Yeah, there
and a
you go.
bar top.
Just call it modern day furniture and you'll
Right.
be fine.
Yeah, I'm just looking for that whole. How do you modernize that dinette area for storage and
Yes.
to
Yeah.
maybe have
Yeah.
a bar or office of some
Yes.
sort? So we're just trying to.
Either that, or we'll just have to pull a U-Haul behind us.
And we will be right back.
I'd like to take a moment to tell you about Patreon and how you can help support the Riveted with Chris and Gina podcast. Patreon is a simple, interactive way to support the people who make the content you love. There's no value that can be assigned to enjoy these inspiring stories of Airstream enthusiasts from all corners of the USA. But there are associated costs with operating the website and hosting the podcast, in addition to the large amount of time it takes to curate and edit each weekly episode. For as little as $5 a month, the equivalent of a cup of coffee or a beer, you can help the Riveted with Chris and Gina become the podcast of the Airstream community. Becoming a patron also means invites to special Zoom-based hangouts, first to know details, free merch, and more. The link to Patreon is in this episode description. Thanks in advance for your support and love. See you down the road.
And now back to the fun.
So, what is your favorite aspect of your rig right now?
Ooh, good question.
I love these front wraparound windows. This is my perch, here on the couch, looking out. I love that we have the 360 view all the way around. I love that. That's my happy place.
Yeah.
Sitting there in the morning with my mushroom coffee, watching the world go by.
Yes.
Love it.
Yeah, that's cool.
I love it. And I
That's the
love
best.
that view is always changing.
Yes.
I have a file, a folder on my phone of photos from my front door. And they're all framed in the front door, but such different random places. Oh, I love it.
Gina, tell her about yours.
Okay, so I do it from laying in the bed.
Oh, yay. I like
so,
that.
So,
Or from
where-
your bedroom window
Yeah.
side.
Yeah. So when we had our sticks and bricks, the thing was every morning when I woke up, the wall, the side of the bed that I slept on, the wall was all window. And so I could see out into our courtyard, and I could see like the roof of our garage and into our courtyard and stuff. And it was beautiful. I mean, there's beautiful flowers and trees and, whatever, like our little dinette out there and hot tub, all that kind of stuff out there. And it was beautiful, well landscaped, loved that view. And then we got our Airstream, we hit the road, and I'd wake up, and the first couple of mornings I woke up, you're kind of getting used to that. And I'm used to waking up and seeing that big window and stuff. Well, we do have the big windows, but I'd wake up and I'd look and I'd go, oh, this is different. And then the next morning, oh, well, now we're somewhere different. And I thought, well, I'm going to start taking a picture, because if I did that from my sticks and bricks, it always looked the same every
picture.
day, no matter what we did.
Right.
But now I started having these views out my window that were different. And I started that, that first year, but I don't know exactly when. And so I have this whole catalog of, what my view is. Now I only do one for each place.
And
but
it also was not always an epic picture.
No.
Like it could be a Cracker Barrel parking lot.
one
it
time
could
it
be-
was a horse trailer
Yeah,
beside
horse
of us.
trailer, yeah.
But how phenomenal it was to wake up to something different every morning.
Yeah.
I love that. So it's the same concept.
Yeah.
It's just
Same concept.
just
And we
doing it
also
from-
have a dodgy one when we stayed at Harvest Host at Peggy's 50s Diner in California, and I opened my door and there's a truck like so close I could barely open
Yes.
the
Our
door.
door barely
So I
opened
took
up.
that picture.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's the view from my front door of some big truck.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I
That's
like
funny.
that idea. So before we get
Kevin didn't answer.
go ahead, Kevin.
What's your favorite part?
I like Starlink.
Yeah.
Because it gives you full internet connectivity no matter where you are. So you can be in the middle of the desert and we can watch 4K movies at any Harvest Host, or we have internet everywhere, and it's just good to be connected at any time, and your destination is not challenged by connection.
Yeah. So, you know what I think's cool about that, and of course 20-year-old Airstream is older model, but it's still a new model compared to some of the really old ones on the road. But even as far back as 2005, like yours, they would have never thought about making sure you had internet connectivity in that rig. Now the new ones now, they're focusing on making sure that they're connected and smart, and everything. But your rig at 20 years old, you've got that same kind of technology designed into it in a 20-year-old Airstream, which is cool.
Which is great. Yeah. Well, it shows what you can do with the power of technology.
Did you make yours where it's hardwired outside? You just screw the cable in and then you've got a...
That's an interesting story, because the previous owner teed off a propane line inside the rig, had a quick female connector. So when he would run his grill, he would run a hose on the inside of his rig.
You're kidding.
To a quick connector.
What?
Oh my God.
So the day we bought it.
I can't believe he didn't blow that thing up.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
that was the first thing that went.
That was the first thing that went. So I took all that off, and so the port that hose went through, I converted it to a Ethernet port.
There you go.
So I didn't have to drill any more holes on the exit.
Well, see, he was just getting it prepared for you. That's all.
Dual purpose.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was not expecting to hear that.
No, but it was good that you could do that.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm sure OSHA would have had a problem with that, or
I'm sure
somebody, or inspector.
Yeah.
Oh wow. I just listening to our podcast, our listener knows that I am so very interested in the juicy details, because it's something that you probably would not ever share with anybody, or you'd select the people that you'd share that with. But I would love for you to become intimate with our listeners and maybe share a juicy detail or two that you might have.
That's the word intimate, Gene. I don't think you've used that yet on the pod.
Oh, well, there's the first time for everything.
Wow. That's awesome. Okay. I like it.
I guess how we met is probably the juiciest of details.
Juiciest and so unconventional.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So you want to tell them?
Go ahead.
Well, we met in a sort of a video game. I'm not sure if it's actually a video game. It's just a world. It's called Second Life.
Oh.
There's like 9.5 million people in this world. And basically, it's just a world where you can build things and have, you can have a micro commerce store there and sell things. And
you build an avatar for yourself and exist in this virtual world.
Yeah, so you could be anybody you wanted to be then.
We could have been. Thankfully, both of us were kind of stayed true to who we were.
Right.
Okay.
But he was in Georgia and I was in England, and we happened to meet on this game and got chatting. And
it wasn't an overnight thing. I mean,
No.
it took time. We met in it was 2006.
yeah, June,
then
and then October was when we first cammed with each other.
Right. Which was odd, because a lot of people on this platform doesn't work for a lot of people. But we're the exception. I mean, it just this was before Skype, so we did a.
Well, I was about to ask. This hasn't been recent. Y'all been together a while,
this
right?
was 2007.
2007
when we met in this game.
Whoa.
Okay.
Yeah. And so this was before Skype. So this is when MSN Video was around.
Yes.
If you remember that. It's
Top quality video.
Yeah,
Right.
there you go. And so we both cammed, and honestly, it was love at first sight when she came into view.
Wow.
And
Same. My jaw dropped. It was like, oh wow, that's the one.
I was like a deer in the headlights. I was just like, wow, I think this is the one.
And this is from across the ocean, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then, of course, we're so naive. We're thinking, oh, well, we love each other, so I can just move to America. No, that's not the case.
Yeah.
You got to do the whole visa thing. So then I was a 90-day fiance.
Oh.
She
Had
was.
to do the K1 fiance visa situation, and then you get here and you have to marry within 90 days, otherwise you're out.
Whoa.
Really?
So which we did.
So if you didn't like each other, you had to decide within 90 days,
So
right?
how much did he pay for you?
Oh, a lot. I joke that he would have been better getting a Russian bride. We must have spent well over $25,000 to be here legally.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
Wow.
to have everything moved and be here
Right.
legally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So,
Well, that was love then.
So
Yeah.
we got, all right. So tell me more about this video game because I've never heard of it. And
It's a few shows have taken the mick out of it. On The Office, they feature it where Dwight creates a character for himself and is flying about.
Yeah.
But it's random. It's like World of Warcraft, but without the weapons.
wow.
So you can be whoever you want to be. They have lots of, like Kevin said, there's 9.5 million people in there, and there are real businesses in there. We were chatting last night about Obama did like a whole presidential campaign in there.
Wow.
way.
I mean,
That's-
it peaked. I think it peaked a few years ago.
Right.
I don't think it's as popular now.
I could only imagine how popular or like how people dove into that during COVID.
That's it. I think it had already peaked and petered out. By
Oh,
Oh,
really?
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I do. I don't think I never hear anything
Yeah.
about it now.
Obviously, when she came over, 2009.
Yeah.
We just totally got
stopped
out of
playing.
it.
Yeah.
We don't even log on no more, so we don't even know what's still
Going
going on
on.
in there.
We'd
And
already won.
Yeah.
we
It would have been
We already won the game.
it would have been funny actually, like had you been in the den and you been in the kitchen and you were still like doing the game, but you're still in the same
Yeah.
house, but
Gosh.
you're like
Yeah,
are
no,
so
I was
crazy.
just like, the whole reason of being in that game was to be able to be with
Yeah,
him in
that's
some
awesome.
capacity.
Yes. But now, was that the purpose of the game to begin with? Was to
No.
to connect with someone, or
it's just
the
an
purpose-
open world.
Oh.
And
For us going in the game you were divorced and trying to keep the house, so didn't have
Right.
extra money for entertainment.
Right.
And I was divorced and had 2 children, so I couldn't go out. So I just jumped on there. I'd read about it in a magazine and jumped on there for companionship, to meet other people, to do something interesting in the evening.
right?
Yeah.
Which is why people play games anyway.
Exactly.
Is to keep their mind moving
Yes.
and give them something to do when.
And
they've
I'm a bit
got
of a
off time.
gamer. I do love my video games.
Yeah.
But this was more. This was meeting people,
Right.
which
Yeah.
intrigued me.
Well, I think that's pretty juicy detail.
That's pretty awesome,
I've
yeah.
never had that answer.
I certainly
before.
didn't start playing it thinking I was going to find a husband.
Right.
So did
Yeah.
the first time you fooled around, was it in the video game?
Oh my!
Now that is way too juicy, and also I haven't had a drink yet,
It's
so
after lunch. It's after lunch.
that is not information that's shared.
Okay.
All right,
that
you're
might be
pushing
a-
it. I'm glad he asked that, not me.
I thought I'd try.
That might be an episode 2.
Okay. Fine. I
Oh,
have nothing
Chris.
else to ask now.
Oh yeah, he's heartbroken.
I'm just kidding.
well, another thing too, like when she moved to America, her family wanted to kind of keep in touch, so we decided to do a YouTube channel just so they
Right.
can see
Proof of life.
proof
Yes,
of
I
life.
was going to
That's
say
smart.
that he hasn't like offed you yet or anything.
No,
No,
no, and
you
they
know.
did worry that I was going to be chopped up and served back to them in pieces.
Wow. Yeah.
He gave my dad his social security number, everything. I mean, my dad
Yeah.
could have totally copied his
Yeah.
Anything,
identity
But
if he wanted to.
I want him to feel comfortable that
Yes.
his daughter was in good hands and
Yes.
wasn't in any trouble or anything.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, we started that YouTube channel, and that we started that doing our 5-week road trip,
Right.
which was when we decided to go full time. And actually, there's parts in the video where you see us talking, going, "I want to do this full time."
Yeah.
Like, I want to do this full time. Let's
That's
do
cool.
it.
Yeah.
So you can see where we were, and that was fun for my friends and family
Oh,
to
of
see all of
course.
that.
Yes. Well, then they feel involved in your life, even
Yeah.
if you're, across the ocean.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
We've had fun doing that, but we haven't been able to do many videos in the last year and a half because all our focus and energy has been on NoLOX.
Yes. So
And
you want to
learning
talk
how
about
to
that?
be a business owner.
So the YouTube channel is Our Second Life. That's
Yes.
it makes
A nod
lot
to
of
the
sense.
game.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the fact that this is not only our second marriage, but also
Selling a home and
Yeah.
retiring and going full time. It is
It is a second life.
It really is. So it just kind of fit.
So when you decided to go full time, were you having any plans of working, or you were just going to travel and
So
see the
I was
country?
a travel agent.
Okay.
So I could do that from anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't do too much of it now. I lost my passion for it over COVID. That ruined everything.
Yeah.
So we both went to the NRVTA.
Oh, nice.
Thinking that then we'll be RV technicians and work our way around the country.
Yeah. And how did that work out for you?
It did good. I went for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Obviously, she was with me, but then after we went back, and then she went for a week and became a registered technician.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to become a certified inspector, which, to be honest, I didn't care for. I just rather repair things. I like to specialize, and I didn't want to work on everything.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
And that's what you told Phil.
That's what I told Phil. And that's a whole nother.
Well, we want to hear the Phil story. I know that, I mean, you've shared it in a different place and places and so forth, but like our podcast has a lot to do with, well, our primary goal is like, how has your life been impacted in a positive way? What kind of enhancements have come to your life by adding an Airstream to it, right?
Yeah.
And I would say that, you know, our Second Life YouTube channel and what you started out doing and just your mindset of shifting your lifestyle was just part of it. But once you really started adding the Airstream component into your life, an opportunity was presented itself that would not have happened had it not been for the Airstream lifestyle, right?
Right.
You're absolutely right. And we were camping prior to an international in Rock Springs, Wyoming, and this couple pulls up next to us, and it turns out to be Phil and Rochelle, Phil the door guy, and so I'm out there and I'm, looking at all my tools and stuff, and Phil's into tools and stuff, so he's into Milwaukee tools, and I have Milwaukee tools. And we were like comparing tools. Oh, look what I have. Ooh, look what I have.
Sounds very masculine.
Yeah.
It's one of those, did we just become best friends or what?
Yes.
And so when he would come outside, I'd see him and I'd go outside and vice versa. And we just really had a great conversation, and, just things that was in June. And just, and next thing you know, we're at the international, and I haven't heard or talked to him until October. We were at Illumalina in Marion, North Carolina. It was the very last Illumalina that they had, because the last couple of years they couldn't do it because of the tornadoes or whatever. But I got a call from Phil, and he goes, "This is top secret, and I'm going to offer you the business.
Oh.
And if you don't want it, I'm going to dissolve it."
Wow.
Wow.
And so we chatted about it, and remember, I wanted to specialize, and so everything worked out great. We ended up buying it, and on Christmas Day, about a year and a half ago. So
it was a can opener.
It was a
so
can
that
opener.
then he could train you over can opener.
Yep. And so and then we just took off. He retired. He moved to Kentucky, and we have the NoLOX business 100%, and it's we increased it, the amount of products.
We did a website.
We did a website.
Which I've never done anything like that before.
We now take
big learning curve.
Yes.
credit cards, which he didn't, and it's just we just evolved the business.
Yes.
And so it gets me into specializing, and so it was a win-win situation.
Oh yeah, I couldn't describe that even more, because you were enjoying your full-time Airstream life, and you had this plan of doing other RV related repair things, but then I think when groups of Airstreamers come together, there's already this common bond, right?
Yes.
Right.
But there could have been some other Airstream guy parked beside you in Rock Springs, but Phil and his life at a particular moment in it, and you guys and yours came together, and there's just something cool about how that happened.
It's
for
beautiful,
both of you, for you guys and for him both, right?
Right.
Yeah. It's like poetry.
Yes.
Yeah, because it is a specialized type of service and skill set and product, because I think anybody that's listening to this podcast that owns an Airstream has struggled with that amazing door.
Yeah.
It is an amazing door.
It's an amazing
It
door.
is.
It is.
It's a one of a kind design. It's one of Airstream's signature features, and I'm looking out the window right now at probably early 80s, late 70s International, and looking at that door over there, and the hinges that are hanging on it are the same damn hinges that are on mine.
Yep.
Yes.
And you drive down the road with these things, and
you hit the twists and the turns and everything
bumps
else.
and-
Absolutely.
But-
and they take a beating.
They do take a beating.
Yes.
but the door is there to be adjusted and repaired, not replaced, right? Because
Right.
it's built with such high quality components that it can be repaired and it can be modified and put back into shape if it comes out of adjustment and stuff. You don't have to replace it. There's no plastic that's going to break or anything like that. So I think it's a perfect kind of life experience that has happened to you guys just since, the past several years of you doing this.
And what a convenience for people that do need door repairs. Like we're here at the top of Georgia,
Right.
and there's people rolling in going, "Oh,
I'm so
this
glad
is
you're
great.
here.
I don't have to bring my rig to the dealership
Right.
or whatever." And they, it's such a win-win for everybody.
And that is the best feeling, isn't it? When you get people who had been told by the dealer they have to slam their door. And then after Kevin's worked on it, they can close it with 2 fingers. And they are
exactly.
so delighted.
Yeah, that's
I love that.
that's the beauty and the benefit of having
and it makes
this.
you
is
feel
the-
so good.
Right, it's the happiness that comes from the
Yeah.
customer.
Right.
Well, and the one other thing, and I want to talk deeper about this whole aspect of your business, but like listener, just understand, if you're not familiar with NoLOX Solutions, if this is the first time you've heard that phrase, they're one of a kind. Like what they do, what they specialize in, I would be safe to say there's nobody else in the Airstream community that does what you guys do and offer what you offer.
Right.
I agree.
Yeah. So right now, everybody that's enjoying Top of Georgia Airstream Park are lucky because they've got this resource right available to them. And then you guys, you travel the country enjoying your Airstream life, but you're in different locations to provide that service and those products. Not to mention what you do online, but like it's a community resource that you got to, if you're lucky enough to be in the same event or campground, you got to take advantage of it.
And
Right.
we do put our travel schedule on our website, NoLOX.shop.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But the travel schedule is on there so people can see where we're going to be. And I have it.
The travel
on
what? What is
travel schedule.
it? Oh, I got you. I got you.
You need translation?
I like that.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, it is on, whether it's a schedule or a schedule, it's on our website.
He lasted a whole lot longer than I thought he would. Yes.
Right.
That's
Oh,
funny.
that's good. So they can forecast, see where you are.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
we've had quite a few people looking at the schedule
Mm-hmm.
and giving us a call saying, can we come see you at the top?
Well,
Yeah.
So people are using it, and that's
Oh, that's
great.
good.
we
Yeah.
just kind of implemented that strategy ourselves with wanting to do podcast recordings.
Yes.
We started adding our location-based schedule on our
Oh, I like
website
that.
too.
We had not
Nice.
thought about that before, but
We kind of stole that idea from you. I think. Do you spell schedule differently than schedule?
No.
It's spelled the same way?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Because if you spelled it differently, we might need to change that on our website to matchy.
No, but I do think aluminium is spelled a little bit different.
Is it?
isn't it?
well, say that again.
Aluminium,
Aluminium.
Oh, there's so many words. Centrifugal.
centrifugal.
There's
There's
just so
a lot.
many. Yeah.
And for the first few years of us being married, it's not just the words that are different, but the way that words are used
Right.
can mean completely opposite things. And so
Oh.
for the first few years of our marriage, we'd be like, wait, I think we need to, are we talking about the same thing? I think we might be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About-
It's the same language, but totally different.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. We did a little sidebar trip down the.
Little rabbit hole.
That's okay.
Well, that's really cool. I guess.
Could you imagine that conversation, Chris,
Yeah.
between us?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that would be rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
They handle it so well.
I have a lot of questions or like just thoughts in my head about your business and what you do. But I guess what I remember about Phil when he first really started becoming popular was the unique little piece that he made to keep you from locking yourself out,
Right.
or locking yourself in. Well,
it's either
one. Yeah,
I noticed you don't have that on yours.
Yeah. No, we don't. But so that was like the
need to fix that.
That was like the thing that kind of started spreading throughout the socials and everything, and the rallies, and people are like, oh, it's this really cool thing because some people would be locked in or locked out.
Yeah.
And so that was like his first thing,
that's his
right?
flagship product.
Right, that's his thing. And he actually started this as doing it for himself.
Yeah.
And then he, when you're at a place like this at the top of Georgia, people are like, oh, what are you doing? Yeah. And he goes, oh, I'm putting this on. Oh, can you do one for me?
Yeah.
And then it started cascading, and all of a sudden he goes, Phil once told me, he goes, I think I can make a business out of this. And then obviously he kind of came up with the step brace, and then he started evolving other products like the vent kit and the AC cable and striker bolt, which is to me is probably one of the best things you can do to your Airstream is the striker bolt.
Yep.
But just over time, just all these things happened, and we just expanded that with the pain pens and whatever else we have.
So for any of the listeners who just feel like you're speaking Greek right now and they don't understand a word you just said, all of that's on your website, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
NoLOX.shop. And we also have a whole lot of videos on there of other YouTubers using our products, so you can actually see our products in use.
Okay, good. Yeah.
We haven't personally did any videos from our Second Life for NoLOX products, and I feel like maybe we should, but other influencers are doing such a great job for us. We got The Right Life and Airstreamer Life, and
we had
Seven and Wonder Local, and
early on our podcast we had Brad and Blair from 13 Adventures on, and he did a really good video on your striker bolt.
His videos are on our website. Because they're great.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean,
and Love Subbin did too.
We don't need to reinvent the wheel.
No.
They are great content creators who create a great video. Yes. Why not let that stand for itself?
Absolutely.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So of all the different products that you offer, what is the one that's in the most high demand?
The step brace still sells out every time.
Sells.
I can't keep them in stock.
Yeah.
They sell well. Our oil, the oil that you came up with.
Yeah. So obviously you need to lubricate all your hinges and latches and locks and all that good stuff. But a lot of people were spraying using aerosols for it, but we had a decision to come up with a needle applicator so you can precisely put that and not tarnish all your, the aluminum and the cast aluminum hinges and all that stuff. So we've done that, and it's been such a successful product.
Like all the latches for your window, you need something that gets it in where it needs to be.
Right.
There wasn't one on the market, so Kevin went, let's make one.
Yes.
Makes so much sense because I have done that exact same thing. I have sprayed an aerosol-based lubricant. I mean, a good one, but
it's messy.
You've got to make sure it doesn't make a mess. And then, like I do this all the time. Gina hates me, but like I'll spray.
I don't hate you.
Well, you hate me. You hate when I do this. It's like I'm really focused and precise on spraying the stuff, and I catch any drippage right then and there, and then I just kind of like I'm paying attention to what I'm doing, and
he walks away.
No, and then I just kind of move the spray can away while I'm doing something else, and there'll be a little drip that goes down and hits the grip tape on the steps, and then it puts a little spot in the grip tape, and Gina, and it won't go away, and because it's like whatever the greasy.
I thought you were going to talk about how you look away and do something else, and then you turn around and there's this big run.
Oh yeah, there'll
down.
Be the run.
Yes.
Yeah, I've done any and all of that.
Yes.
Yeah. And we're
but guess
huge
what?
fans
NoLOX is here to save the day.
Yes.
Oh yeah! After this podcast record, listener, we are going to get dialed in.
Maybe this couch is about therapy right now.
Yes,
maybe this is good therapy for Chris. Yes, don't y'all agree?
You need the oil in your life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You need a needle oiler.
Yeah.
Well,
but I use it in the rig all the time on everything.
Yeah.
Anything metal to metal, so it's not just specifically for the door.
Yeah. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, there's a lot of other places.
And our friends just used it on their
we have some non-Airstream friends,
and
they've used it.
They used it on their. They have a a Class B, and the bed kind of goes from the sofa to the bed with the touch of a button, and it was squeaking and making a noise, and he put the
so that
NoLOX
worked.
oil on
Now
it.
you guys do
The
realize
squeak went.
you guys do realize that you can't have non-Airstream friends. I mean, this is a cult. This is a full-on cult.
In full, they were Airstream owners, and then they
Oh, okay.
You
Well, I
know,
guess
so-
that counts. I guess
we can't
Yeah.
cut them out.
they're grandfathered in.
They're grandfathered in.
That makes sense.
But
They might still identify as an Airstream.
There you go. That's
They
it.
identify as an Airstream owner.
They do.
you can identify as anything now. Yes, Chris, you can't say that because we have tons of non-Airstream
I
friends.
know that. I was trying to
Okay.
be funny.
Okay.
It was funny. I
Yeah.
appreciated it.
Yeah.
All right, so
She's encouraging him. I mean, what do you do with her?
Yeah.
She just encourages him.
the step brace. The step brace is the most in demand product,
Yeah.
and
And the oil.
And then what's your newest thing? What's the newest thing you have out?
The pain pins are one of our new products, which used to be the window poppers years ago. And we met up with somebody in NTAC, and she said, "Oh, come look at these windows because I need some more of these." And Kevin went, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing." She had the window poppers on there. We contacted the guy who was making them, and he retired, doesn't want anything to do with it. So we reinvented it, changed it slightly, upgraded it, made it stainless steel, just made it look really good. And so those now will help you open your window from the inside without you having to get dressed and go outside to open your window. There's
really
nothing
a
worse when you want to
convenience.
open that bedroom window in the morning
And it's stuck.
and it's stuck. And you're
Yeah.
like, oh man, I didn't want to have to get dressed this early.
Now,
But-
see, that was juicy details right there that she's always nude in her rig.
Wow.
Good thing those windows are tinted.
Isn't it?
Yes, I have to agree with
Isn't
you.
it?
And so this is a device that you
Keeps you from having to use the credit card,
Yeah.
right?
yeah
That's it.
we and you install it permanently to be like a deployment button,
right.
so to
It's
speak.
basically a button. It's if you could push your finger through that screen and
Yeah.
push the window open, it's doing the same thing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And we've just put decorative knobs
Right.
for the paint pins so we can zhuzh them up a
Oh.
little.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
that's what
Colored
I
ones and
so decorative like
I've got some hot pink ones coming
colors
in
and
this week.
stuff. That
We've
is
got
cool.
purple, green, blue.
yeah.
Can you do
Brown.
custom colors? Like, could we get like matchy for our couch covers and like purple in the winter? And
No, I
can't do
No,
I'm not making them myself.
that? Okay, all right,
So
No.
sorry.
fine.
no.
But,
Matchy,
sky's the
matchy.
limit. I would love to get some little shaped ones with Santas and reindeers so that we
Oh,
could
yeah.
be
Oh, that'd be
festive.
cute. We want a
Yes.
fox.
That's cool.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Little fox.
But
I
you
mean-
know what a lot of Airstreamers would want?
Flamingos.
Flamingos.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I'm going with the hot pink.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I mean, the sky's the limit. Think about birthstones and,
Oh, absolutely.
people might want some of that. And
We're going to bling our Airstream.
Yeah.
Yes,
So it's
why
just
not?
customizing
Why
it.
not? Let's do
So
it.
This is
I
fun.
love
This is
it.
fun.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
Chris, we need to expand our time here because I have a feeling we're going to be doing a lot of no-lock shopping.
Upgrades.
Shopping, yeah.
Yes, we're going to shop and upgrade.
Oh yeah, do you have a physical location? Like, can we walk into your camper and shop? Like, all you got little
my.
stuff hanging on pegs on the wall. Like,
No.
you pick up a
No.
couple things and
No,
go
I
to the
don't.
cash
But
register.
I do need to practice my vendor table for international. So
Oh.
I might do that and get it all laid
Oh,
out.
see, wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
So you're gonna be a verified
Vendor
vendor
booth.
at
Yes.
vendor booth at International this
And we
August.
were last year too. So I was on the booth and Kevin was out doing service.
Yeah, very cool.
And it was intense.
And the thing about the service is what's crazy, and I've never experienced this ever, is I'm out working on someone's door and, 6 people that are watching
Oh,
all
yes.
around, they just scatter.
Yes.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, well, can you come check my door after? Can you come check my door? And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
it's constant.
Yes.
And no exaggeration. I probably could have had 200 people on a wait list.
Yeah, easily.
I
We
bet.
cut the wait list at 20 because I just said he
I
can't.
just couldn't
There's
get
no
to
way.
them. But
Yeah.
He just
you
doesn't
know.
have enough hours in the day.
so, it's kind of a one-man show,
Yeah.
Yeah.
husband
Yeah.
and wife thing, but she's out running the booth and I'm by myself. And I only can do so many per day.
Yeah.
And
You
so-
need a a bar back. You know, like
Yeah.
you need somebody like a
He's
bar
a
back.
sous chef.
Yes, or a sous chef. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
And
or-
that's what, before the booth starts,
What
because that doesn't start straight away. We have 5 days there. I'm his sous chef, so
Oh,
I
yeah.
help him. And it does make it go a lot
Well, it
quicker.
goes 3 times faster.
Because I can just pass him everything he needs. He's not having to run back and forth.
what's the person called in the operating room that hands the scalpel to the surgeon?
The
and stuff?
tech, surgical tech.
Surgical tech.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the NoLOX products will be at International for purchase in the vendor hall
Yes.
this year. That's awesome.
With shiny decorative knobs.
Shiny
the,
decorative
paint
knobs.
pins.
Very
Yes.
good. That's awesome.
So
Yeah.
do you have those knobs already installed in your rig?
I've tried every single one of the colours
You have.
because I love them all.
Oh,
Yes.
what's your favorite?
The teal blue is quite lovely.
Teal blue. Cool.
Yeah.
Mhm. That's like this.
But you got some of that color in your rig already. Then.
Yeah, I have colour in my
Mhm.
rig. It's
Yeah.
just colour.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
It's all the colours.
Yes.
Awesome.
It's like a melted Crayola
Yep.
crayon
It
box.
is, exactly. Mhm.
It
Yeah.
just
I
gives
don't know. I've never
personality.
been in her rig. So
It just gives personality to your rig. You
Absolutely.
absolutely.
know, if somebody has a color scheme or whatever. So
Yes.
it's just, it's fun.
Yeah.
Airstream's
Yes.
fun.
And he's very gracious in that he lets me decorate it however I want.
That's great.
He's not
I
weird
don't-
about
I
the
don't
fact
know
that
that
I've
feeling.
got sun catchers and hummingbirds
Yes.
all hanging from the ceiling.
Yes.
He just rolls with it.
Yeah. Krista's pretty good. We usually have our sun catcher hanging from the
Yeah.
fan there.
Oh, I
And-
love it.
And the you're right about the whole window thing. Is you go out, somebody's standing outside, somebody's inside. You got to
Lift and
do a credit
slide
card
and-
or a little key or something in there, and people have not realized that you've got to do that, and they've pulled up super hard on their
Oh,
their openers, and they've broken the glass. I mean, that is one of those
It
Airstream characteristics that just you learn from being an owner.
Well, for so long there, they said the little rubber seal around, if you kept it moist or greased or
right.
whatever, that would help. And it does help for a while.
It
But
does, but
people like us who are always on the road, always in the weather, and the sun has a lot to do with that. But it
Exactly.
dries it out. Like
Yeah.
when
But-
we're out west, it dries it out a lot. Yeah.
But I would take that. I mean, of course, there's a solution to it with their product, or having to go out and still manually do it. Put your clothes on and go out and do it. But I would take that any day in order to continue having this many windows in our rig.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, we're right here. I'm looking out the window where I'm sitting and seeing a beautiful, babbling, rushing creek. It's not a river. It's a big creek. We're backed in right beside of it, but it's beautiful.
Oh,
It's-
baby,
it
you
is.
got everybody visualizing this. Let
Yeah.
me tell you. I mean,
mean,
you do such a great job at description.
How would you describe it? I mean, it's
It's a big creek.
it's a big,
just a big
beautiful,
creek.
rocky mountain creek,
It is beautiful.
and
It makes a lot of noise.
yeah,
It
so
is a noisy creek.
It is very. It's like a waterfall.
I
It
think
is.
that's a good
Yes.
staple of the top of Georgia here is that creek is because
Mhm.
it kind of just gives that ambiance
It
of
does.
Absolutely.
nature
Yes.
and
I
you're
love
up in
it.
the mountains and you're coming here you're very rural. You're 4.5-5 miles up from Helen,
yeah,
north
up,
of Helen.
up on the mountain and nothing around, and it's
great.
great aspect
Very
of it.
peaceful.
But there's no locks around, and there's the Riveted Podcasters around, and
It's a
there's
happening place.
There is a happening place up
place.
here.
Happening place.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
really cool.
it's great, and it's busy up here.
It
There's
is
a, there's
busy.
a
There's
lot of
comings and
Airstreamers.
goings every
Yeah.
day. I love that.
So let's pivot, and I want to ask each of you individually, unless you both collectively agree, what has been your favorite spot, your favorite place to go so far?
The Pacific Northwest.
Pacific Northwest.
Oh,
Yeah.
both agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like it's Narnia. It is the
It
most
is.
Yeah.
beautiful. I've never seen anything like it. I love it. It's fantasy.
Yeah,
It's-
that's cool.
It is a fantasy up there, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Did
Yeah,
you-
that's exactly what I thought the first time that we stepped out and went for a hike up there with the fern covered grounds and well, even off the trees and
It's magical.
the rainforest and everything. And I told Chris, I said, I feel like I'm in a fairy tale.
Yeah.
Like, this is amazing.
That's
Yes.
why we love it. It's
Love
just so beautiful.
It is.
When did you go? Was it early on in your travels, or has it been recent?
Well, both.
We flew into Seattle to start our 5-week road trip.
Oh,
so
cool.
our daughter number 1 lives in Seattle. So we flew there. And so that's where we started. And I'd always thought until then that I was a beach girl until I saw the mountains and then went, oh no, I'm a mountain girl. And that Mount Rainier, oh my gosh, we went up there into the Mount Rainier Park. It's just
That's stunning.
breathtaking.
It is. It is.
It really is.
It's my favourite mountain. Can
So-
you have a favourite mountain? Well, I do.
Yeah. You can have
You
a
can
favorite
have a
mountain.
favorite mountain.
Absolutely.
It's Mount Rainier.
Yeah.
We
It's beautiful. We really enjoyed the Tetons.
Oh, yes.
Which the poster that you see there, that's the Tetons. And that's the trip that changed our life. And
Yeah.
we went out on a 3-4 week road trip, even had our granddaughter with us. And I know, listener, you get tired of hearing this, but we went out on that road trip and we didn't come home for over 5 months.
Oh, I love it.
Because we were like, no, I don't want to stop. I don't want to turn around. I don't want to go back. And and then finally, you know, when your whole family's calling, going, where are you? Like, are you breathing? Like, come home.
Yeah.
And so we did. And then we was like, okay, we got to do this.
Well, and on part of that trip, she's describing we had a friend that lived on the east side of Seattle, and we're like, well, we're going to go up and visit her. And it was
Issaquah, which is
just
right
how-
there at
Oh, yeah.
right now.
how naive we are. We're like, let's just go and visit her, and then we'll just go south from there. And she's like, well, if you're this far, you need to go out to the Olympic Peninsula. And we're like, well,
Why?
What's
Like,
so special about
like, we're ready to go south.
it?
No.
Wasn't even on our radar. And we were just traveling around, enjoying wherever the road took us. But we had not done no research, and she's like, "Oh, you've got to go out there." And we ended up spending about not quite 2 weeks out there. And you're right, it was like over the top, over the top.
Rialto Beach looks like a video game
Yes.
with those islands that are kind of stuck out in the ocean a bit and
Yes.
they've got trees on the top. It's,
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
so,
Yes.
it looks like mist.
Like another
Like
world.
a-
Oh yeah,
A video
It
game.
does. Yeah.
Yep. I remember
Yeah.
that. I remember that game, Mist.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I
Yes.
still play that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's good that I mean, you both collectively have the same answer. I think Gina and I probably have the same answer, which is
The Tetons.
the Grand Teton area.
It's our favorite.
Yeah, that's
We'll have to explore that.
Yeah, we haven't been up
we
there
haven't
yet.
been up that area, but
It's-
yeah. I'll tell you one of our favorite drives ever, other than the Pacific Coast Highway, obviously, but if Durango, Colorado,
Yes.
Mm.
over the San Juan Mountains into like Ouray, Ridgeway, Telluride area, that whole
The
region
$1 million
there.
highway.
They call it the $1 million
Yes.
highways, Highway
Yes.
550.
Stunning.
It is
yeah,
one of our favorite drives of all time.
And
Yeah.
have you done that with your Airstream?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah.
we did.
What time of year?
It was May,
May,
so
yeah.
it was snowy up on the top.
Yes.
Wow.
We took the train up to Silverton, the steam train, and that was just
Oh, I love
just postcard.
Colorado.
It's just
Yeah.
postcard.
Colorado
beautiful.
is beautiful.
Yeah,
The west side, yeah.
It gets cold.
It does. But
And snowy.
yeah.
Well, it gets cold.
Mind a bit of cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that was cool about the Pacific Northwest for us was to realize that, I mean, there's a rainforest out there,
Yes.
a
Yes.
legit rainforest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went hiking in there for a little bit and then we got scared.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I thought, right, that we've got no protection here if something comes out
Yes.
to us,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We shouldn't really be doing
Yeah.
we didn't even have the bear spray with us.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, and I'm a big Bigfoot believer.
Oh.
It felt mighty squatchy in there. So
Yeah,
I thought,
I can see that being the
yes.
case.
So do you have
Head
those
back.
earrings on today? Because I
No.
noticed yesterday you
Yes,
had
I
the
love my little
Sasquatch.
my
The
squatch
lights
earrings.
are
Yes.
Sasquatch.
Yeah, I do.
They were cute. They were like little wooden ones, right?
Yeah.
Or something. They were adorable. Yeah. I
Yeah.
meant to say something yesterday about it, but
Oh,
I
thanks.
noticed.
Oh, thanks.
Yes. And actually, going down the mountain here towards Helen, over on the left-hand side, there is some kind of little, I don't know if it's a shop or what it is, but it has the Sasquatch in all the windows, like a shadow in all the windows. Have
Yeah.
you seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you know what that is?
No,
No.
I
Yeah.
don't. But the first thing I did when we got here was I asked ChatGPT about the Bigfoot sightings in this area, and
yeah.
it's a hotbed.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
Oh,
Been out here listening for the wood knocks and screams. Haven't heard any yet, but
Yeah, we recently went to the Bigfoot Museum up near Blue Ridge.
Yeah.
It was quite fascinating.
Oh, it was brilliant.
Recordings and videos.
Oh, that's
it's-
awesome.
you know.
We haven't been there. We'll have to go check that out.
you have always laughed at me being a believer, but I feel like you might have come out of that museum
Who
going,
knows?
there you
Who
go.
knows?
Yeah.
It's not a definite no anymore.
Y'all heard that, listener.
Yeah.
Who knows?
He-
Kevin
might be a
might be a believer.
all right.
Yeah.
So here's a question: is there only one?
Oh no,
It's
there's loads of them all over.
Okay, yeah,
And that's another thing that fascinates me is that each place we go has their own legends.
yeah.
And I
yeah.
love all of that.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
So do they have them in England?
No.
No.
We're just a tiny little island. There's nowhere for them to hide.
Besides of
We don't even
Georgia.
have any like poisonous spiders or anything. When I moved, I brought my children up. Don't fear spiders. You just pick them up, put them outside. Moved here and I went, forget everything I've said. Don't ever pick
Yeah.
these
Yes.
things up.
Right.
They'll bite you.
Yes, they will.
Doesn't happen in England. Yeah, no, there's nothing dangerous there. We're a very sheltered island.
There's
Talking
different, there's
go
different things like in Louisiana. There's a thing
The
called the
rougarou.
rougarou.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're familiar.
You're familiar with
Yeah,
that. So
yeah.
I mean, every place has their own.
Florida
Yes.
has the swamp ape
The swamp
Yes.
ape. They all have
Yeah.
different versions of
of their
the monster or whatever.
Bigfoot.
So it's kind of it's fascinating.
We've been chatting it up for over an hour now. We need to start the wrap up process, I guess. So you got some travels planned between now and international?
Yes, we have on the East Coast. I still have to get my Delaware sticker and my New Jersey sticker.
Oh,
Okay.
So we're going to head up there and do that before international. We're also staying at Cherry Hill Park and going to Washington D.C.
Oh, that'll be fun.
That's
Yes,
cool.
not
It's
been
crowded there. Very
Have you
crowded.
ever been to
No,
DC
I
since you've been in the
haven't.
States?
So I've told ChatGPT what exactly the kind of things that we want to do, and she's put together a 4-day
How
trip
about that?
for me.
Yes.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
That's
So,
great.
That's
with it
her best
all
friend.
planned out. Yeah, it is my best friend. I ask her everything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we've got all that planned. So that's our
Then we're
sort of
doing
long way
Dollywood.
to
We're
get to.
gonna have some
we're going
fun.
to Dollywood.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
and then we're
Yeah.
gonna-
I haven't been there in forever.
Yeah,
Yes.
never been.
We've never
And,
been,
Yeah.
and I love Dolly.
We're also going to
Yes.
hit the Airstream Park in New Jersey.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah.
we're going to probably stay there for a week or so.
15 nights
Oh,
for
50
there.
it's 2
Oh,
weeks.
wow. 2
Wow.
weeks.
How
Yeah.
about
2
that?
weeks.
Yeah.
So-
Just ask her. She knows.
I
Yeah,
know.
she
I
knows.
did all the
But it's
planning.
fun. Yeah, and we don't travel heavy and fast. We travel, 150 miles
Oh yeah.
a day
Same.
at most.
Oh, yeah.
And we don't drive at nighttime.
Mhm.
We just,
Yeah.
we take our time.
A 3.5 hour travel day is
It's plenty.
usually our limit. And then if we do have to beeline it somewhere, we'll do what we call the double days, where we're doing like a 7-hour.
Right.
But that's very occasional.
Right.
Because we're full time, we don't have to rush anywhere.
Right.
No need
Right.
to. Yeah.
Yeah.
We know it's all about planning and we take it easy.
No rush.
In fact, Kevin's even suggesting finding a couple of harvest house between here and Pigeon Forge,
Right.
Right.
which is easily a day trip. But if there's some cool places to see,
Why
why not?
not?
Let's go see them.
So,
Why not?
if we don't see you anywhere on the travels between now and international, we will definitely hang out and have
Yes,
some
I
fun.
We will
love
there.
be
that.
there. Yes.
Look forward to that.
That'd be awesome.
I'm sure we'll see them again
Yep.
soon.
Well, we can't thank you enough for being on the podcast and
It's been a pleasure.
getting to
Thank
know
you for
you.
having us.
Yeah,
It's been
thank you so
fun.
much for
Yes.
having us. This is
Yeah.
wonderful.
It's fun,
Yeah.
isn't
And,
it?
it is
It is.
fun.
Once you get started, you forget about time because you
Yes,
just
just
keep
having
talking
fun.
and yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Kevin, will you please fix my door?
I'm on it. I am on it.
please, please, please fix my door.
All right, listener, it sounds like we need to go because the boys are going to play.
Oh, I'm not doing a nothing.
Nothing. You're
I'm
not doing a
no,
nothing.
I mean, Phillips head screwdriver is the max of my
You
capability.
can be his what did
My
you say?
sous chef.
Sous chef.
His sous
Sous
chef.
chef.
Yeah.
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 Okay, well,
Yeah.
thank you guys so much.
Thank
we
you.
will we'll see you down the road. All right.
Thank
bet.
you.
Thanks, you too.
Whew.